Good evening, Cleveland. This is Fox 8 News. Later in the show, we bring you an exclusive interview with Mr. John D. Rockefeller, the owner of Standard Oil. But before we get there, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Mr. Rockefeller's case. So, last night he was proven guilty of forming a monopoly, which means that his oil company took over the entire industry. Mr. Rockefeller argues that his business practices were just competitive. They weren't monopolistic in any way. He was just doing the best that he can to make the most money for himself and his partners. But the courts definitely did not agree. They said that his business practices were corrupt. He was taking advantage of his workers and customers like you at home that are buying this oil. So tonight we take you to an exclusive interview with Mr. Rockefeller, and we'll see what he has to say for himself. We'll see if he agrees that his business practices were just competitive or if they were taking advantage of consumers all around the country. Stay tuned.
So how do you consider the court's decision to consider your business a monopoly? How do you feel about that?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. This is an open market, and I have my business. We were, competitive, which is how it's supposed to be, and it's not my fault that other companies can't keep up with us.
Absolutely, you beat out everyone.
Yeah, it's just I beat them out, and it's not like I didn't force them to close. And if someone comes up with a business and is able to compete with us, that's perfectly fine with me.
So I know you're talking about the free flow of a competitive market, but my question to you is, how is it really a competitive market if there were allegations stating that you were buying out politicians to make policies in your favor? Would you consider that fair?
I wasn't buying out politicians. I was supporting them. It's like, you support, or people support different charities that they agree with. I agree with these politicians and what they stand for, and so I support them,
So you didn't buy out politicians, but you fired workers who didn't vote in your favor?
No. Time here. No, not at all. How am I supposed to know who they voted for? I did have to fire some people, though that was because they broke company policy.
But there are reports that you bought out railroad companies to seize transportation of other oil companies' oil.
Again, it's just completely false, just trying to make me look like this criminal. Why would I care who they're working with when I have my own tubes to transport my oil for me? It's like, it's free. So why would I waste my money on, these other companies and these railroad companies,
All right, so to conclude our interview with Mr. Rockefeller, the U.S. took Rockefeller's Standard Oil Company to court, in which they were found guilty of monopolizing the oil industry. Furthermore, after that happened, they broke down into several other companies. Some of those companies actually went on to be the most, pretty much dominant in their time.